Good morning from the north. It's time for our morning report. Let me tell you, as my systems improve and my fish age, things are really getting interesting around here. There's just more and more to talk about, and more to show you on a daily basis, which is great from a channel perspective. It's also great from a progress perspective, right? Because you got to keep in mind, these fish live 15 plus years if you do a good job looking after them. And that means they take a while to grow. The lifespan is like a cat. And the maturity rate is basically the same. You can get your cat to breed relatively young, but, young animals don't make the best parents. It's true with humans. It's true with discus, because they have very complex parenting rituals and styles that other fish simply don't have. People wonder why discus cost money. Well, let me tell you, producing them is unlike anything else out there. It's highly rewarding when you can pull it off, but I swear to God, it's like, for every 100 people that try, I'm probably being way too modest here, one person succeeds. That's why discus costs money. It is not an easy thing to do. I've seen people who are excellent fish keepers, struggle to produce a couple of baby discus even. They're a handful, I'll take what I can get, because I haven't really, brought any up to adulthood yet from fry. The furthest I got was 26 days. Should have separated the parents. Didn't. Pushed my luck. Lost. They killed everything, laid new eggs. First laid new eggs and then killed the babies for threatening the new eggs. So, lesson learned. I will definitely pull by day 20. But at the same time, it was recommended I pull at day 14 by pretty much everyone, and I thought that was too soon. So I learned I can go as far as 26 days. Over here, we've got you can see how well this setup works. Look at the bottom of this tank, right? Slightly over 24 hours. Look at the bottom of this tank. I got to go up there and manually clean that. What a pain in the butt, let me tell you. When you got a bunch of these going on, the last thing you want to do is be pulling buckets and hoses around and cleaning up poop. It causes problems. You pull water out of the system, you have to put water back into the system. It's a freaking nightmare. So these are a blessing. These are a blessing. I'm getting another one in a few days. I'm going to put the order out. Absolute blessing. Look how well it does. I'm not using it conventionally. Another thing I noticed with these is it's got speed control up here, which is great, because when the babies were present, I turned it way down so that they don't get sucked up. And then the flow's fairly low. The babies should easily swim away from it, right? So I turn it way down. But when you turn it way down, the balls will stop, making it to the bottom. And then the grate will clog, and it sort of limits how the balls can travel if this grate gets clogged. So if you don't have a reason to turn it down, run at maximum so that the balls can make it all the way to the bottom, because it's the balls that keep the grate from clogging. And you want that to last as long as possible between cleanings, right? Also, I empty my poop every day. So you can see there's not much in there, because I did it last night. There's just a little bit in there since last night. So, but as you can see, they just pooped, and that poop's gonna all down there. They tend to come in the middle of the tank and do their pooping, and it just gets it all. It's a really good system. I actually angle the bubble bar to help draw the Tritus towards it. That's why I put it sideways like that. In that position, it seems to just help bring everything to the hose. So I got the bubbles helping create flow upwards that's pulling the poo on the bottom this way, pulling the poo on the bottom this way, and it just makes it to the hose. It makes it into the filter. It's a beautiful thing. These guys, as you can see, when they do this, they're all parked up like that. Probably today. They will probably lay a batch today. They're basically looking at each other eye to eye. They've picked their comb. They may have even cleaned some when I wasn't looking. And she's just working herself up. He's waiting. She's working herself up. Probably today they will lay a batch of eggs. So then we'll have 2 solid batches running. But I have bad luck in this upper tank. So let's see how these 2 do up there. Honest to God truth, I put them there because I don't expect this tank. I need more flow. I need one of these filters up there to improve what's going wrong up here. And then everything's going to be beautiful. This male, this will be his 2nd time mating. First time he actually got to wigglers and ate them. So we'll give him a few more attempts. Expecting he's going to fail, I put him up in the tank that's problematic. And these guys did the best in this tank, so they're back in this tank. These guys had problem finding their young in the large tank. So we've got them in our smallest breeding station so that they can learn that stage easier. And this, although it looks like a 20 gallon, which I believe is not enough for 2 adult discus with babies and the overfeeding you have to do and so on. I have 2 20 gallons linked together to turn it into a 40 gallon volume of water, which is a more acceptable amount of water for a breeding station. It's actually perfect. So what happens here is when I need to do a water change, I come down here, I empty this tank, fill it back up, turn it back on, 50% water change. Nothing changes up here. They don't skip a beat. They don't know what happened. Less stress, more success. And this is designed the same way. They're all linked together. When I need to do a water change, when eggs and babies are present, I just drain this tank down to almost nothing, discus height, bring it back up with fresh water. It represents about 40% water change. Turn on all the pumps, get it circulating, get them circulating through each other again, boom. Nobody gets disturbed. Unfortunately, I have to go in this tank to still clean poop. And I have to enter this tank to still clean poop manually. So 2 more of those poop collecting filters are definitely in the works. But the first one's going up here. And we'll probably have it here in about maybe 2 weeks. Because I have to import from China, unfortunately. But the good news is, I've been assured that when the North American version made by Hygrid is available, I will be available for Canadians, because it is available to Americans, and you can buy it through Amazon. If you live in the UK, you can go to your Amazon site in the UK and you can get the higher version there. But and when it comes to Canadians, we're still on the waiting list. It probably has something to do with formalities and approval process or something of that nature. I don't really know. I wasn't told. I don't care. All I care is we need to get these things up here across north of the border. And I'd much rather be supporting the North American company, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand on it. Even though they can't get all their products up here, we all know it's because of this silly trade war nonsense, and everybody's got to cut everybody else some slack, right? So it ain't the fish keeper's fault. It ain't the supplier's fault. It's the darn government's. We got to keep that in mind. Anyhow. But I have my needs, and I'm not going to be able to wait long enough. So 1 more of these is getting ordered in the next 48 hours. I've moved some money around, and I wait for things to arrive in certain places, and then boom, the order's going straight in. So, and yeah. I guess that's all we got to report for today. This pair, based on their behavior and the last time they laid eggs, they're not due today. They shouldn't want to do it today. Tomorrow or the next day, we'll see eggs here. So we'll have 3 batches of eggs going within the next 48 hours. I think that's pretty exciting, especially if these ones hatch, because this pair is really my most progressed pair. Another 24 to 36 hours, these eggs will hatch. And right now, they look like they're going. I can pretty much see early on if they're gonna die. And this is looking pretty nice. So I even went the extra step of anti-fungusing this water, just to be extra freaking sure. And we're doing okay. It's what they look like tomorrow morning. I'll show you. But if they still look like this tomorrow morning, actually they'll be much more black by then. If there's no white tomorrow morning, these are going to hatch. And these parents have semi-learned how to herd up their babies. So I think we're going to see some magic happen here. Very, very high chance. So this will be my second best progressed pair. Once I get 3 or 4 of these pairs progressed and doing the job right, I'm going to explode like gangbusters. I'm going to have hundreds of babies available. It's going to be freaking amazing. Watch what I do when I have access to that kind of production, those kind of sales. I'm telling you, people have been underestimating me my entire life. When this starts happening, I'm going to start doing mad scientist shit like you've never seen. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.